All right, welcome to episode 27 of the Realtor for Hoopers interview series. Today we have a graduate of Regis University, and the current head JV basketball coach at Mountain Vista High School, Troy Brady.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a switch. Realtor for Hoopers, welcome to the main event. I'ma give the people what they ask for. Whole squad moving like a task force. We move with military precision, accomplishing any mission. In 2020 division, just don't see no competition, don't see no opposition. We on top of the game, we not one and the same. I'm Stephen Curry, the range, I Allen I with the cross. I'm Kobe Bryant, the fade. I'm one that's calling the plays. Now what else more can I say?
Appreciate you making the time. One of the question that we start off everyone with is tell us your basketball story. So you can start as young as you want. You can go wherever you want with it, but just to tell us your basketball story.
Yeah, so obviously I've been playing basketball since I was, really young, 2-3 years old. I love playing it my whole life. I played at Thunder Ridge High School, graduated from there, lost in the state championship, so state runner-ups one year, very tough. But had some good seasons there, and then I originally went to South Dakota School of Mines and played basketball there for a few years, and then I finished my career out at Regis University playing there. And yeah, now I'm back. I've been coaching here in Highlands Ranch for the past 3 years.
Yeah, and then you right out of school, did you start coaching?
Yeah, pretty much. The next season after I finished, my playing career, I was coaching the next year.
Great. What is so if you kind of look forward, let's say 10 years, kind of what are your goals as a basketball coach? Where you're trying to get to in that time frame?
Hopefully, in the next 10 years, somewhere in that time, I'll kind of find a head coaching job somewhere and, hopefully, have my own program and just kind of start developing that, from wherever I get it at, just kind of start building from there.
Yeah, so you're not really looking necessarily whether it's on high school or in Colorado or whatever. I mean, you probably prefer those things, but it's not a given that you have to stay high school level and in Colorado, or is that the goal?
I mean, yeah, I'd be open to any possibility, really.
Yeah.
But, obviously right now, kind of with where I'm at right now, high school in Colorado would be great. And that's kind of like where I'm kind of headed, I guess. But like you said, not that I think it might happen, but if a college or any other opportunity came up, I'd anything in basketball, I'd be
for sure.
I'd be, if it's the right opportunity and I feel like it's right for me, I'd be open to it.
I love it. Love it. Well, you part of your story is you grew up. You have an older brother named Brett Brady that played at CU. So I guess give me a little look into what it was like growing up with an older brother that played at a high level, and whether that's a story you can tell about competing brother on brother, or have what he's taught you, or kind of just an open-ended question like that.
I mean, yeah, I think it was huge. Having Brett and it goes back to when we were growing up. Like I said, when I was 2-3 and he was 6 or 7, and just that whole time, just like having someone just kind of on the same journey as you and with the same passion and with the same goals, like that could push you. Obviously, he was older than me, so like he would beat up on me a little bit when we'd go one-on-one. But all of that was just good for my own development and just working out together, shooting together. You'd always have someone to rebound for you and all that stuff. I think it's so important to have someone else like on that journey with you who cares about you and wants you to be your best and you want them to be their best, and so you can kind of just push each other like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, luckily enough, I am been honored to play what we call the Realtor for Hooper squad now. Used to be nice guys who shoot.
Nice guys who shoot threes.
Shout
out.
Yep. So I've kind of taken that team under my wing and put the Realtor for Hoopers brand on it. It's Brett and Troy and myself and Noah and Jack Fiddler and Mitch Bloom and lots of guys that are on that team off and on. But we've had a lot of success playing on that team. So I think just kind of as a fun connection between you and me, like, what do you think? Well, actually, explain how we play. I'll let you do that. And then 2, what do you think is kind of the biggest catalyst to the success we've had playing in pro-ams and men's leagues and tournaments and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the best comparison, like, and I don't want to be cocky with this, but it's like the Golden State Warriors offense.
Yeah.
Like we're constantly moving the ball, passing, cutting, and shooting open threes. It's kind of like our go-to.
Yeah.
And I'd say like the catalyst of that is just with the team you kind of said, like the guys who normally play with us, all really high IQ guys, all really understand the game and they understand how to pass and how to cut and screen and create good angles. So I think that having a high IQ, I think, is a very undervalued like skill in basketball.
For sure.
Just the IQ piece. And then like we're all really good shooters. So I think what happens is where a lot of teams I think settle for like contested shots and like they're forcing stuff and getting really tough shots. It's like it always feels like we get a great shot every time down the court. And like that's just kind of been the way we've always played. Like we move the ball, we make the extra passes, we take advantage of switches or mismatches when we can. But like I just think we take really good shots and we have good shooters who make those shots.
For sure. I think what's really fun playing with is that from the first tip, we are testing the defense's ability to run around on defense until the very end of the game. You may be able to keep up with a quarter or for a half or for whatever. But eventually you just get tired of chasing your man through so many screens or switching or guarding that back cut or like you've guarded 4 passes and we're still hunting and you're still whatever. And then it's just, as anyone who's ever played basketball, right now, there's nothing more deflating than a made 3 after a made 3. After a made 3.
It definitely demoralizes.
It just is like, because they feel like they're playing such good D for like, but we're so patient within it for the vast majority of everything. We're so patient and we trust everyone with the ball that it's like, eventually we may lose because we just missed a whole bunch of shots, but vast majority of the time we're making
for sure. And like we're, like you said, it's like guys, especially where we're at in men's leagues and stuff, it's like guys don't want to play defense that hard for 30 seconds. It's like, so we can usually exploit that, and if you leave us open, we're going to hit it. And I mean, even we got guys who can make really tough shots as well, but we just don't take those. Like if we need one, we can make it, but it's like most of the game we're shooting really high percentage layups or open threes, and it's hard for teams to kind of keep up with that scoring, I feel like.
For sure. All right. Well, I have a question that I'm going to surprise Troy with. I did some recon, and he has no idea that this is coming. I did ask his older brother of a question that I could ask you, and he told me I should ask you about being awarded the best male singer.
Well,
in 6th grade.
I'm a man of many talents, Adam. So yeah, singing, out of all the things I could have been for, I think it's more, not that I'm a good singer. I think I'm just willing to sing in front of people.
You're willing to be on stage?
I'm willing to be on stage, I'm willing to just kind of have a good time with that. But yeah, best male singer, 6th grade.
So was this a talent show, or was this just in the yearbook?
It was like the end of year, like every kid got some sort of award. And it wasn't best athlete. I didn't win that one. But
what song did you sing? A song, or did
I think it was just like in music class? They were like,
he was like,
someone, we need a volunteer to sing this song, and I was just like, oh, I'll sing it. Like no one was volunteering, so I got into it.
Are you a big karaoke guy, or?
I do like karaoke. Me and my friends will go to karaoke from time to time, and it's just fun.
Good. So it's one of those things where I love music and I know a lot of words to a lot of songs of a lot of different types of music, but no level of singing should ever come out of my mouth.
Well, that's the good
so
part.
It's like I'm fine with, I know the words and I'll vibe with you, but I'm not putting anything out in my,
No, I mean, if you ask people, they'd probably say I should stick to that as well. But
you're willing to embarrass yourself more?
I'm willing to embarrass myself. I guess that's,
I love it.
That's me. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you you being open and honest with that.
Of
All
course.
right. So 2 more questions. second to last question is, I guess in general, what do you want people to take away from your story? Like I created this podcast and this interview series for people to kind of share their story, share how they got to where they are today. Basketball is such a beautiful game, and just wanted to have everyone be able to learn from your story, where sometimes if you're not in the NBA, you don't get to learn from people's story, right? So
for sure.
So what do you want people to take away from your story?
I guess for my story, just the way that I play and the way that I coach is like, for younger kids out there, is basketball doesn't have to be complicated. You know, like I think I'm a big proponent of like the more simple you make it, usually the better you are.
Yeah.
So, and you see a lot, I mean, and kids watch highlights, they watch, Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving doing these crazy shots. And it's like, yeah, it's amazing, but very few people will ever have the ability or the freedom that lets them do what they do.
It's a reason. There's a reason why they have the contract that they do.
Exactly. They're once in generation players.
Yes.
But for most of us, I just think you can be really effective doing the simple things. So like obviously working as hard as you possibly can is like a non-negotiable. But then if you can shoot the ball, obviously that's an important skill. And I think it opens up the rest of the game.
Yep.
Just your ability to shoot the ball from three, from mid-range, wherever. So if you work hard, you can shoot it, and you just make like the right play, right? You just make the right play. You make good decisions over and over again. I think if you can do those three things consistently, you're better than 95% of the guys you'll play against.
Absolutely.
So it's like, just be really good at the simple things. Like in my career, like I was never like the guy who's going to take 25 shots in a game, but I was really efficient and I was really valuable because I would make good decisions. I'd get the ball where it needed to go. When I was open, I'd make shots, and I played hard defense, hustled, got loose balls, like all that kind of stuff. If you put that together, you don't have to be Steph Curry. You don't have to be Kyrie. Like you don't, obviously it's good to have all those skills, right? You need to be able to dribble the ball. You need to be able to, pass the ball. But I think just, you don't have to do all that,
Because there's also there's only a certain amount of roles on each team that not everyone, they can't have 5 Kyries on the floor at the same time. You can't have 5 Stephs on the floor at the whole time, or whoever it is. Like there's 2 to 3 to sometimes even 4 spots on that floor all of the time where you're supposed to just be filling a role.
Yeah, exactly.
Where your job is like, hey, if you're not thinking about setting a screen or getting a rebound or playing good defense, then you're going to be sitting on the bench.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just a realization for youth players to you developing skills, increasing your bag, getting, all that is okay. But sometimes you just need to be able to play a role.
Yeah. And when it comes down to the game is the goal is to win.
Yes.
And to win, you need to get great shots. And I think going back to how we play on our Realtor for Hoopers team is just like I said, if you get great shots every time down the floor, the percentages are going to be in your favor. Said, you might lose some games, but you're going to win a lot more because you're doing the right things. And I think a guy that just consistently does the right things, gets the ball where it needs to go, makes shots when he's open, that's a valuable player.
Yes.
That is a valuable player on any team. And you don't have to, you just can kind of stay in your lane and do what you do it the best you can. And you'd be amazed. I think some players they think they have to prove something every time down the court. I have to show that I can make this step back 3 to get recruited or whatever. Yeah. But it's you really don't. Coming from me, I was never that kind of player. No. I always kind of was just simple, effective. And, I had a really great college career, scored, over 1,000 points in my career, just doing what I thought were the right things on the court.
For sure. No, I think there is power in the statement of just because you can play doesn't mean you know now how to play.
Exactly.
And so if you increase your ability to know how to play basketball, and no matter what the system is, no matter what your role is, you know how to play, then there's just going to be a spot for you on most teams.
Fit anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
Sure.
Well, last question is, and it sometimes can be the toughest one, is what is your one favorite thing about basketball?
Yeah, that's tough. I love a lot of things about this game.
For sure.
It's just fun to play. It's fun to watch. It's a lot of my life has revolved around this game. So it's hard to just pick one. I guess I'd say the lasting thing from basketball is the friendships and relationships you make. especially I've seen it from both playing and coaching now. It's like just being on a team is such a cool experience. The camaraderie, just the feeling of belonging, and like you're all working together to accomplish a goal. It definitely bonds you. And my best friends, the guys we play with, they're all just my best friends that I've continued from high school, college. Like just the best friends I have in life are kind of because of basketball, and we bonded over basketball. And coaching now, giving back, and being able to kind of impact some wisdom and some life coaching, and beyond just X's and O's on a basketball court. Like you really make some cool relationships that are just going to kind of last a lifetime. So if I had to pick one thing, I love playing, I love competing, I love just like the beauty that good basketball is, but I'd say like the lasting impact is just those people you meet and those relationships you make along the way.
Sweet. Well, cool. Well, I'll leave it at that. Troy, I appreciate the time, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
All right, man. Okay.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a switch. Realtor for hoopers, welcome to the main event.